This is role play assignment number 2, and this is Case 1, Spear 1 Productions. We are not just party planners, we are relationship facilitators. Our customers depend on us creating events that help them get closer with their clients, so we have to make sure that we understand their marketing strategy, their positioning objectives, and the decision cycles of their buyers. We facilitate the relationships that they have with their customers. We also have relational partnerships at a minimum with our buyers, though we strive for strategic partnerships. We want to make sure that at the events we plan, they fit into the marketing program so that way there's no confusion to their customers' minds as to who they are and what they represent. This means that our signage for the event has to support the positioning objectives. It has to tie in with whatever the marketing campaign is being run, and it has to fit with how the salespeople sell. So we work very closely with their advertising agency to make sure that the graphics are exactly right, which includes simple things like having slogans right on napkins at a cocktail party. That being said, we also work with a lot of charitable and nonprofit organizations because our clients co-sponsor events with these organizations. For example, take Microsoft. Microsoft is one of our clients, and they sponsor the Philadelphia Orchestra. So we do a lot of coordinating with Microsoft events, Philadelphia Orchestra concerts, making sure that Microsoft's marketing objectives are met while the Philadelphia Orchestra gets what they want to. So in this case one, some of the important aspects, to name 3 of them, the first one is the power of relationships with their clients. So what this company is trying to say to the buyer is that they want to build not only a relationship with their partners or their clients, they want to build strategic partnerships. And what this does is whenever you build a strategic partnership with somebody, you understand their goals. You understand what they're trying to achieve by whatever marketing campaign you're running at the time. So that leads us into our second important aspect of facilitating positioning objectives. And this could be anything from slogans or logos. Miller Lite, for example, if they say more taste, less filling, or something along those lines, then they're trying to put an image in their client's mind or their customer's minds that their beer is very tasty and it won't fill you up, so you should choose our beer because you can drink more of it and it's good. But they're also, the third one is they're trying to help charitable organizations so their business looks better in the community eyes. And this is strategic positioning that the salesperson is trying to get across to the buyer, saying that if you work with us and do these charitable events, then we're going to help you look better and in the community's eyes overall. So the jargon and the body language of this thing is the buyer is very suspicious. The salesperson almost seems too good to be true. So what the salesperson needs to do in this situation is clear up some of the jargon, clear up some of the things that the buyer may not understand, or ask the buyer questions, ask him what he's looking for, and try and build that partnership as you're having that meeting with him, so that way he understands, you're serious about his business too. You're not just trying to get him as a client. So the buyer was also suspicious because of the body language, and this salesperson almost seemed like he was trying to say that we're such a good organization and you should work with us. Our business is phenomenal. We do this, this, and this. And the buyer is really just like, all right, dude, whatever. So some of the techniques that the salesperson should say is ask the buyer his goals, as previously mentioned, and make good eye contact with the buyer, so that way the buyer knows that you're serious about what you're talking about. He knows that you're not just feeding him a bunch of stuff so you'll be his client. So that is case study number 1, and we will move on to case study number 2. So case number 2, McLean Properties Real Estate. work with the biggest and the best retail chains. We work directly with a lot of real estate divisions of retail chains all across the country. They aren't just fashion chains, it also includes restaurants, dry cleaners, banks, you name it. We even work with dental care chains, optometry chains, and chains of legal advice centers. All these companies have site selection teams that review the site plans, shopping centers, and so forth. And they look for traffic patterns. They look for geodemographics and other factors to make sure that our location serves their market. In addition to that, we also work with smaller local real estate agents. They have clients who need space too. And sometimes we'll respond to an RFP, but most often we'll send out site proposals that detail what space is available, what we're looking for in a tenant, and other important information. We also spend a lot of time with site selection teams of major chains because we usually pitch multiple properties on a regular basis, so that way we can help them expand. We want to understand their needs as best as we can so we can match them up with the right property for them. So when you're looking at this case study number 2, some of the 3 important aspects is he's trying to get across that they have a strategic site selection wherever they're trying to plant their business. And they work with local real estate partners to identify key and prime locations, as well as identifying those traffic patterns that will help their client's business grow. So they want to put their client in a good position to be successful. And the second one is they're also trying to show that they're very well established and that they work with all kinds of people. They work with everyone and their companies, all sorts of companies, from restaurants and law offices to you name it, is what he says. So the third one is they want to show that they have very thorough work and that their RFP is completely done correctly and it's finished on time. So some of the jargons and the body language that was used is something that would help the salesperson is he needs to ask what the buyer is actually looking for. He needs to, build that relationship again with him and say, what are you really looking for? What do you want to achieve here? We can help you in any which way possible. So I just need to know what you want. And from there, we'll handle the rest because we've been in this business for a long time and we work with everything. So we've got this covered for you. You just need to give us a little bit more information about you. And this salesperson, his body language needs to stay confident, and he takes pride in his company because he knows he's working for the best of the best, and he works with big companies. And he's also very professional, very well dressed, and he makes good eye contact with the buyer. So some of the techniques that the salesperson should ask the buyer or try to pick up on in the buyer is, again, he wants to clarify what the buyer exactly needs and what he wants, what his goals are. And something else that would help prior to the meeting, he should research that buyer that's coming in. So that way he knows more about the company and he can kind of give examples of, this is what I would do for your company today, right now. This is where I'd put you in a location. This is the traffic pattern. This is kind of the things that I feel like you're trying to grow your business into. So, is this kind of sounding like what you're after? So, anyways, confidence is key in this one. Case study number 3, Dart Paper Products Manufacturing. Well, we make paper products like cups, plates, napkins, and other products that are sold through distributors to a variety of customers. And our clients range from restaurants, caterers, institutional cafeterias, to even government agencies. And we're the second largest paper products maker in North America, with operations also in Europe and Asia. We have some complaint about our products, this and that, but the reality is that polystyrene foam cups insulate better than paper. So, furthermore, compared to many other materials, polystyrene comprises a small, very small percentage, both the total municipal solid waste generated and disposed of. And one can't forget that because biodegradation can lead to the release of harmful methane gas, this can contaminate the groundwater, which is actually preferable to place non biodegradable products rather than a biodegradable product in a landfill. So, furthermore, our customers are really concerned about their margins, and turnover is important, but so much of that function of the construction industry is that's what worries more, I think, anyways. And how much they can make on each sale and whether their price is competitive, that's important to them. So, I'd say margins are a big thing. They're probably a really big thing for you too. And of course, we also help with training that can upsell. So if they can move a buyer from a wire fed welder to a stick welder, they've made more money that way. So we can help with that as well. Okay, so the important aspects of this one is to remember that this company is trying to position themselves in the buyer's mind by saying that they are the largest paper company in North America, and they've gone out to international sales as well. They have lots of products, and the next thing that there's an important aspect is the biodegradation is preferred environmentally. They're trying to position their product in the buyer's mind by saying that you may think that paper is better because it'll go away after a long period of time, but it's really more harmful than our styrofoam products. By the way, the third thing is that you'll benefit from buying our products because our products are cheaper and you'll make better margins off of that. You'll profit more from our stuff. So you should buy from us. So the problem when it comes to jargon and body language with this salesperson is that he's very, arrogant, very cocky, and he used a lot of jargon that would confuse a buyer. And in reality, it's just a paper company that sells, napkins, paper plates, this and that, whatever, foam cups. So there's no need for all of that jargon. They may be a big global company, but that jargon that's not necessary. So he probably confused the buyer with all of that nonsense. So he also made the buyer feel stupid. And when you make the buyer feel stupid because you know this and that about the paper products, like he's gonna think, man, really, like I don't know about you. So the third thing on jargon and body language is you gotta keep a respect mutual. Me as a salesman can't be sitting there and saying, I'm all up here, I'm way up here, I work for this company, and you're just a little company that needs some paper products. I've got that, don't worry. So if the salesperson can keep that respect line and understand that the buyer's probably not stupid, then that will make the whole sales pitch flow much easier. And on the techniques, he should ask the buyer questions, and he should feel obligated to answer any of the questions that the buyer may have about his products. And maybe he should explain and clarify what all the jargon that he threw in there about his products meant. Such as the municipal waste and harmful methane gas and biodegradation, just all that stuff. It's just not necessary. So he needs to clarify himself and make sure that the buyer knows exactly what he's talking about. That is case 3. Thank you very much.